Hey guys, it's Zach with Zach here. We are now officially doing the review for day one of the World Junior Championship. It was a busy day for the World Juniors. There's 4 games on. Not all the teams played, obviously, but a good chunk of them did. A lot of the big teams played today, and some big scores. You can tell it's the first day of a tournament by the number of goals scored here. Yeah, especially the Canada-US game. I listened to most of that game on the radio, which, if you have Sirius XM, you can listen. They have the NHL Network, Channel 91. They do play the hockey games on there. So that's how I listen to most of the Canada-US game. So just give you a heads up on that. First game of the day was Czech Republic versus Russia. Czech Republic won that game 4-3. So they have 3 points down here. So I think I'm going to do the points on here, and eventually I'm going to organize. I'm going to put one of the frames. So one of these frames is going to have the standings constantly for the whole tournament, and then I'll put back up the Winter Classic patches after the tournament's over. But for right now, since only 40 teams have points right now, I thought I'd just put it on the bottom board so people can see Group A and Group B still, and all that stuff. But so Czech Republic comes out with 3 points, winning it 4-3 over Russia. The goal scorers, now I may mispronounce a lot of these names, so please give me a little bit of a break on some of these names. Simon Kubink at 2:46 from Jan Janik and Michael Tepley for Czech Republic. So I did color code these two. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see the color coding, but the Czech Republic is blue, Russia's red, and I marked them so I knew who was on which team. Since some of the teams I don't know who's on which team. Helps me out. Hopefully helps you guys out. Maybe. I'm going to try and figure out a way maybe to mark these a little bit better, but we'll see as the tournament goes. Jan Masik scores at 7:41 from Michael Tepley for Czech Republic, making 2-0. And it was weird when I was looking at the app, so they don't go by they go by periods, but like it doesn't tell you like in NHL in the app it tells you like 9:04 of the second period. This one just continues to go through the time as it is. So if you guys are wondering why I say when I get down further why it's a certain time, you'll understand a little bit. Yegor Zemula at 10:19 scores from Alexander Kanisanov and Georgi Deniskenko. Again, not good with Russian names. I'm sorry. I have a couple friends that are from Russia, so I'm really embarrassing them for not being able to pronounce these names. Anyways, he scores for Russia at 10:19 of the first, allowing them to go 2-1. And Valesi Podkolezin scores at 14:32 from Kirill Marchenko and Alexander Romanov. So if you're a big fan of Marvel Comics, you know I actually knew that one kind of. Anyways, so making it 2-2 at the end of the first period for the game. So Russia ties it at 2-2. In the second period, Majay Blumel at 25:31. So again, that's what I'm saying. It's 25:31 instead of 5:31 the second period. It just goes 25:31. Scores for Czech Republic, giving them a 3-2 lead. Then Yegor Zemula scores again at 26:16 from Dmitry Vorenkov and Nikita Alexandrov, tying the game again at 3-3. And then Jan Janik at 37:25 scores from Michael Tepley and Jan Sir. I like that name, Jan Sir. If he ever makes it to the NHL, he'll be one of my favorite players to play right now. Might have to try and keep track of that guy. But he scores at 37:25 to give him a 4-3 lead for the Czech Republic, and that was your scoring for the game. There was no scoring in the third period. The Czech Republic ends up winning this one, gaining them 3 points in the standings. Next game, Switzerland taking on Kazakhstan. 5-3 was your final for Switzerland. So again, Switzerland ends up with the... Whoops, Switzerland, I did not give them the points. Give me a second. Wait, yeah, so... 1, 2, 3... I don't know where I screwed up at. Oh, I know why I screwed up. One of the games went to overtime. But anyways, Sweden does gain 3 points. Switzerland, not Sweden. My God. A lot of S's. Switzerland gains 3 points in the standing, so they would be in first place in Group A with their 3 points. Beating them 5-3. So your scoring plays are Matthew Verboon at 2:49 of the first period from Valentin Nussbaumner. I don't know, again, I'm going to screw up a lot of these names. Sorry, guys. And Yanis Moser. So that was making it 1-0 for Switzerland. Then Maxim Mosarov scores at 15:10 of the first from Olg Boyk for Kazakhstan, making it 1-1 in the first period. And then Jeremy Gerber at 18:51 scores from David Abicher, I think. The name sounds familiar. I think he's an NHL. Again, I don't know all the, like, Canada, U.S., and a couple other players here and there I'll recognize from, again, doing a lot of the research on the prospects. Some of these teams I don't know all the names and haven't heard of them, so I'm going to start looking into who's on which team and try and pick out at least one guy a game in each team and be like, this guy's a prospect of this team, so that, and kind of gives you guys a little bit more info on how this affects the NHL, hopefully in the future. But anyways, at that point, it is 2-1 for Switzerland. Going into the second period, Ruslan Demi scores at 24:54 from Konstantin Bondarenko. Again, I did try and pronounce all these names before. I have a decent... I'm trying. Anyways, Bondarenko making it 3-2 at that point for... I'm sorry. I'm mixing myself up. I'm sorry, guys. It is 2-2 at that point now for the game. That would be Ruslan Demi is for Kazakhstan. Then Joel Sleisberg scores unassisted at 30:37 of the second period for Switzerland, giving them now the 3-2 lead. I'm sorry, there's a lot of dots and a lot of names, trying to read it through properly. Bear with me, guys. I will get better at the reading of this, because, again, there's a lot of names that I'm not sure how to pronounce. Again, I can't say that enough. I may be overstating that. But, yeah. Anyways, Maxim Musarov scores a 35-39 of the second period. The tie back up to 3-3. And then the third period is primarily all Switzerland at this point. So Switzerland, again, keeping it close for the whole game, and then starts to take advantage of it here. So I do like this guy. Jan Marco Wetter, another name I keep track of because I like the name. Scores at 48:55 from David Abicher and Kian Sopa. The name Sopa sounds familiar as well. I've got to check into some of these names. Anyways, making it a 4-3 game. Then Matthew Verboon, if you remember, scored the first goal of the game, gets the last goal of the game. Scores at 53-54 to make it 5-3, which is your final for Switzerland. So again, Switzerland wins this one, putting them in the tops of Group A standings right now. Third game of the day, Sweden versus Finland. Sweden takes this one 3-2 in overtime. So this is your first game where Sweden gets 2 points for the overtime win, and Finland gets 1 point for the overtime loss. So your defending champs of this tournament lose their first game, but do get a point out of it. Your scoring plays, Patrick Pulsola, 16-21 from Antin Hanka and Kristen Tanis for Finland. So Finland scores first. Again, Hanka, I know he plays. I'm pretty sure he's a prospect for a team. Name sounds super familiar. I'm blanking on why I can't remember who he plays for, but I do recognize the name. Anyways, 1-0 for Finland at that point. And then Niles Haglander scores at 21:05 of the first period. So right off the bat into the second period. Sorry, of the second period. Scores right off the bat of the second period. Can't speak. From Samuel Fagmo, making it 1-1. And then Kristen Tanis, again, gets an assist on the first goal, gets the goal for the second one for Finland. Scores at 33-35 from Patrick Pulstula, who got the first goal, so they kind of swapped roles that time. So that was fun. Making it 2-1 at that point now for Finland. And in the third period, Samuel Fagmio, who again got an assist on the first goal for Sweden, gets the goal for 54-51 into it from Niles Hagland. So again, they swapped who scored. It was kind of fun that way. It was just the goal scorer got the assist on the second goal, and the assist on the first goal got the goal in the second. It was fun that way. Anyways, that was 2-2 at the end of the third period, so they go to overtime. And Alexander Holtz scores at 64-55 from Jonathan Berggren. Again, could be saying that wrong as well. But anyways, Alexander Holtz scores at 64-55 to win it in overtime for Sweden, giving Sweden the 2 points and Finland the 1 point. Now, the big game that I watched, because again, this I should say I listened to. I didn't listen to any other games. Again, I had a doctor's appointment and a lot of shopping of that. So I did listen to as much of this game as I could for Canada and U.S. The other games I didn't quite catch, but anyways. Canada takes this one 6-4 over the United States, but it was a great game. It was a lot of penalties. I mean, there was a penalty, I don't even know how many. It was just penalty after penalty after penalty. I think the first 2 goals for U.S. were scored on the power play. It was just, that was just ridiculous amount of goal scoring on the power play. A lot of penalties. You could tell, again, first game of the first day of the tournament, defenses and keeping anything in check for the defense and the forwards. Not there today. So the coaches have some work to do for day 2. Anyways, getting to scoring plays. Shane Pinto scores at 3:10 of the first period from Zach Jones and Bobby Brick. Then for the U.S., then Arthur Kalov scores at 18:32 from Trevor Zigris and Alex Turcotte. So 2-0 for the United States right off the bat in the first period. So they go into this first period intermission. 2-0 for U.S. and it's looking like, hey, U.S. might be able to pull this one out and pick up right where they left off last year, coming in second place. Team Canada comes back out in the second period and looks like a different team. Still taking penalties, but they're scoring on the power play, which apparently, from what I understood from the announcers, Team Canada couldn't do last year in this tournament. They could not score on the power play. They fixed it this year. So Connor McMichael scores 23-31 from Akil Thomas, and I guess that's their 4th line scoring for them, which is good to hear. You want to see all 4 of your lines going, and they see that today for Team Canada. Then your big stars start to come out and play. You'll notice some of these names. Let me know if you've heard them. Barrett Hayden, prospect for the Arizona Coyotes, scores at 26-34 from Alex Lafreniere, who is projected to go number 1 overall in this year's entry draft. Then Nolan Foote, who's another big prospect, scores 33-03 into the second period from Ty Smith. And then Barrett Hayden scores at 50-47 of the third period from Alex Lafreniere and Joe Villano. So prospect for Arizona scores from the number 1 draft pick, projected number 1 draft pick, and a top pick for the Red Wings back a couple years ago. And that making it 4-2 now for Team Canada. So that's when I was like, okay, well, looks like Team Canada's going to pull this one out. Gets a lot closer than you think. Nicholas Robinson for Team USA scores at 52-45 from Oliver Wallstrom and Shane Pinto. So Shane Pinto had a big night. A big game. I don't know if it would be considered night because it was 1 o'clock on my time. I don't know. I don't know exactly what would be considered night, but big game anyways. For Shane Pinto, again, he gets a couple goals, assists. It's a big game for him. But anyways, Nicholas Robinson scores 52-45 into the third to help pull him within 1, making it 3-4. And then Shane Pinto scores at 56-42 from Nicholas Robinson, giving him his 2nd goal of the game, 3rd point of the game, to pull him even with them for 4-4 at that point of the third period. And then again, your big game show players came in. This guy is going to be great. As a Red Wing fan, I would love to see him get drafted. Alex Lafreniere scores at 56-49, making Team Canada go back up again, 5-4 at this point. And then Ty Dellandrea, I got it right this time, scores at 58-50 from, guess who, Alex Lafreniere. So again, this kid, in this game, what is that? 3 assists and a goal. So 4 points in 1 game. That's an awesome goal scorer, a good point producer, and that's someone that a lot of teams desperately need this year. So you're looking at Ottawa, you're looking at Detroit, pretty much anyone at the bottom. LA, San Jose would love to get that. Anaheim, the Devils would love to have him as well, even though they've already got Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier. I'm sure they wouldn't mind getting another 1st overall draft pick. Again, especially if it's Alex Lafreniere. Anyways, that gives you your final 6-4 for the Team Canada over the United States. So they didn't play last year; they played this year, and it was a big game. So your standings again. So Sweden gets 2 points. Switzerland gets 3 points. Finland has 1 for Group A. Slovakia, Kazakhstan, and Slovakia and Kazakhstan didn't get any points. United States doesn't have anything. Russia, no points. Canada has 3. Czech Republic has 3, and Germany has none because they have not played yet. So again, I'm going to put standings up. I'm going to make that up tonight after I'm done doing these recordings, so the review and then the preview. And I'm going to put that up here with the standings and arrange it like I do the other ones every single game throughout the whole tournament. So anyways, that is your review of these games. Again, I'm going to kind of polish it a little bit as I go through the tournament and try to figure out the best way to describe it to you guys. Maybe if you guys want to comment below and tell me what would be a better way of kind of going through it, maybe make it a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit more understandable. Because again, I'm reading a lot of names, so maybe that's too much. Again, let me know in the comments below. I'm more than happy to kind of adjust it a little bit as we go through the tournament. Remember, this is my first time doing this tournament with a lot of players I don't know, so it's going to be a learning experience as I go through this. And I hope I can give you guys something to learn from it as well. Anyways, this is Zach from Say What Zach. See, I can't even speak. If you guys like the video, give us a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.